Hi, my name is Mustafa Deniz Khan, widely known by Hazaver on social media, and I am the guy who's been on the JET2 flight with the same tank top and who has been portrayed as aggressive, dangerous, drunk, and an almost terrorist. Hello, and thank you for making time to watch this video. I'm an actor, a content creator, and a singer who is originally from Cyprus and who has been on the JET2 flight, which departed from Edinburgh to go to Cyprus Larnaca airport, but unfortunately the flight has been diverted to Greece. It made an emergency landing. I don't know why. Was there any bomb on the flight? Am I really a terrorist? Am I really a dangerous person? And did I really assault the cabin crew and the passengers? So, I live in Scotland and I wanted to visit my country, Cyprus, on the 10th of May 2025. So, on the day of the flight, on the 10th of May 2025, my girlfriend came to my house and we left my house together and we went to the Edinburgh airport. This was our first holiday together. So I was very happy. We were buying gifts for my brother, for my family, for my dad, and then we sat down and started waiting for the boarding. I'm not one of those people who actually wait in the queue to be boarded. Me and my girlfriend, we decided to sit down and just wait for the boarding is almost completed so that we can go and get on the flight. And what a beautiful coincidence on the flight. I've seen my primary school's teacher's daughter on the flight. I hadn't seen her for ages, so I started talking to her. So we were having a good time. We were talking. I was talking about my university years because that was the last time I've actually had seen her. So we were talking about the past, the uni, work. She was asking me questions about my music. Everything was fine. And then the flight departed. So now we're up in the air and I'm feeling a lump in my throat. Yes, I do have severe anxiety and I do take medication for a number of medical conditions, as you read on the press, on many newspapers, on many British newspapers who actually posted about this story. So I was actually waiting for the cabin crew to start serving the passengers food, drinks, whatever. We started waiting for the cabin crew to start serving and then they started serving. So the cabin crew and the trolley came to our area, to our row, and I waited for them to, ask us if we wanted to order anything. So they served the passengers in front of me. They served the passengers on the left side, but they didn't even ask me and my girlfriend if we wanted to order anything. That was weird. Before they left the row, our row, I said, could we please place an order? And she said, you have to wait. I said, okay. So we waited for about 10-15 minutes and I really needed to take my medication. So in order to be able to take my medication, I needed water and something to eat. So on the trolley, I saw Pringles and I wanted to, have some Pringles because prior to our holiday for the past 2-3 weeks, I hadn't eaten any carbs. I was on a carnivore diet, so I was pretty much eating eggs, chicken, steak, so I was actually craving carbs. I wanted to eat some Pringles. So we waited for about 15 minutes and since no one actually came to serve us, for the first time I pressed the buzzer. So the cabin crew member came and she was like, how can I help? And I said, we want to order some drinks and some food. And then she pressed the buzzer. I think she did it to turn it off. And then she said, you have to wait. Isn't that weird? Why do I have to wait? I said, okay, we're gonna wait. So we continued waiting and we waited for another 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, since no one actually came to serve us, I pressed the buzzer again for the second time. And then the same person came again and she was like, yes, I want to order water and some Pringles, please. And for the third time, she said, wait. Why is everyone else is being served, but not me? Why? I didn't talk to her like that. All I said was, okay. And then she left. I waited another 20 minutes, and this was the last time I pressed the buzzer. So I pressed the buzzer for the fourth time in total, and this time she was aggressive. This is the exact thing she told me as soon as she came next to me. If you press this buzzer again, you're not going to get served. So she was actually pointing her finger at me, and she was treating me like a piece of shit. Excuse my language. I have never felt this shit before. The way she talked to me was horrible. And this time I said, ma'am, I've got anxiety and I have to take my medication. Could you please bring us some water and some Pringles? And she replied, you cannot talk to me like this. I said, ma'am, I'm not talking to you in a bad way. I'm not disrespecting you. All I'm asking is some Pringles and some water. I'm not going to argue with you. I said, ma'am, I'm not arguing with you. Calm down. I just want water and Pringles. And as I was arguing with her, by the way, her name is Lauren. Lauren, are you racist? Are you racist? Because there cannot be any other reason why you treated me like shit. Are you racist? So as I was arguing with Lauren, and if you believe that there's a God, I believe there's a God. I swear on my own life, I did not touch any cabin crew. I did not touch any passengers. I did not assault anyone. I was not even drunk. I don't even drink. So as I was arguing with Lauren, one passenger, I guess he was British, he stands up and he starts walking towards me aggressively. And then I stand up as well and I started asking him what was his issue, what was his problem. And he continued walking towards me and he grabbed one of my chains and he ripped it apart. And my girlfriend collected the broken pieces on the floor. Again, I swear I did not touch, I didn't assault, I didn't punch, I didn't slap. I did not touch anyone. So my friends, which I met on the flight, the Turkish Cypriot friends behind me, they started talking to me. Calm down, just sit and don't worry. So I sat down, my girlfriend sat down, everybody sat down, and it was all good. Then suddenly the plane started descending and we're looking outside. It didn't look like Cyprus. And I'm like, oh my God, here's another one. Here's another one. JET2 is obviously making money out of this because this wasn't the first time. So JET2 diverted the plane to Greece, Thessaloniki. So we landed to Greece. And then the Greek police came on the flight and they came to me. They were very friendly and very respectful. And they asked me that they wanted to escort me out. I did not resist. As I was being escorted out, everyone's clapping. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You're not gonna believe what JET2 actually did after I've been escorted out. You're not gonna believe this. Much respect and many thanks to all the police staff, to all the police officers at the airport for treating me like a human being, because I've not been treated like a human being on the JET2 flight. By the way, it was not an arrest. The Greek police did not arrest me. They simply escorted me out, no handcuffs. So we went to the police station and they started questioning me. They questioned me for a few hours, and then, because it was late at night, they had to wait from the judge. So we were waiting for the judge to say either arrest him or release him. So we waited for nearly 7 hours, and after 7 hours, the phone rings at the police station. The police officer says that I was free to go. They didn't even give me any piece of paper. They did not even give me a court date. There's not gonna be a court. There's no arrest. There's no charge. Nothing, but the press is portraying me as aggressive, drunk, and dangerous passenger. And I see all these comments from people. The tank top says it all. The haircut says it all. Ban his passport. Arrest him. Send him back to his country. How easy it is to judge people based on what you read on the stories. So when I got escorted out the JET2 flight, look what JET2 did. You're not getting away from this, JET2. You're not getting away with this. JET2 cabin crew gave everyone a piece of paper and a pen to write their statements. But guess who they did not give the papers and the pens? The Turkish Cypriot passengers behind me. Why? Why did you not give a piece of paper and a pen to the Turkish Cypriot passengers who sat behind me? Why did you not? And then, despite all the phone calls between the police officers, the judge and the pilot, so basically the police was trying to convince the pilot to take me back on the flight and carry on going to Cyprus, because the police told the pilot that he's innocent. He has nothing to be charged with. He's innocent. So take him back on the flight. That racist Lauren, whatever she told the pilot did not want me back on the flight. The next day, I received phone calls because I'm all over the news. Because JET2 talked about this story from their point of view and they lied. How evil is that? Shame on you. How do you know I was drunk? Do you have an alcohol test? Why did you say I assaulted the cabin crew when you don't even have any evidence? Why are you lying, JET2? Why are you telling people and the press that I assaulted the passenger and a cabin crew member? I'm not as strong as JET2. JET2 has money. JET2 is a big company. I'm not as strong, as powerful as JET2. But if there's justice in this country, I don't know who is going to be responsible for this case. Civil Aviation Authority, JET2, the government, the police, I don't know. But if there's justice, if there's God, JET2 is not going to get away from their evil actions. Just because one cabin crew member was racist and she didn't want to serve me, the press is introducing me to the public as a dangerous and violent man. I think I talked about everything. So this is the actual story. And to the person, JJ Bowie or something on TikTok, who posted my video on TikTok and brought a caption saying, "Shout out to that guy who thought it was a vibe to assault a cabin crew member. Do you have any evidence? If you have any evidence about me punching anyone, assaulting any cabin crew members, assaulting any passengers, feel free to post it. Feel free to send it to the police. Feel free to send it to the press. Post it on social media. It's gonna go viral anyway. Everyone's talking about this." This message is for JET2. JET2's top officials. Whoever decided to ban me from all JET2 flights, whoever decided to divert the flight to Greece, and whoever is telling you and the public and the press that I assaulted the cabin crew member and the passenger, and I was drunk, and I was aggressive, and I was dangerous. Please investigate this further, because you've got some evil employees within the company. Now, I promise I'm going to chase justice. I promise JET2 is not going to get away with this. I promise this was racism. And I promise the justice will be served.